welcome to my channel. My name is Emily and today I'm going to be giving you a tour of our baby girl's nursery. So I am due in a couple weeks. She could literally come at any time. So I wanted to take this opportunity to do a quick tour of what we did to her nursery. I will share plenty of clips of the surrounding room, but I figured I'd start on this wall since that's where we put in the most of the work and this is where the bulk of everything is. So my very rough theme for this nursery was that I wanted to have a little bit of a French touch, soft florals, blush, gold, things like that. So I'm really happy with how it came together. So I had considered doing wallpaper on this wall from the beginning. It was just something I kept seeing and kept loving. And I actually picked out this wallpaper really early. But even just to wallpaper this one wall, which is not that big, was going to cost, I think it was like $450 just to wallpaper this one wall, which is pretty pricey for just wallpaper and nothing else. So I wanted to come up with a way to still incorporate it but make it budget friendly. So what I did was I saw a couple instances where people did a framed wallpaper, and I thought that was the perfect solution because it gives it an accent wall, a statement piece, and it honestly, it makes the job so much easier and so much more affordable. So this wallpaper is from Rocky Mountain Decals, and I bought the wallpaper during their Black Friday sale, and because I did this framed accent, I only needed 3 pieces. So it ended up only costing me like $100 or a little over $100. So huge difference, and I actually love how it turned out with the frame. I think it makes it just a little bit different than every other wallpaper nursery wall that I've seen. So one thing I do want to note is once she is born and we've told our friends and family her name, I do have a name sign coming that will go right here. And I think I'm going to spray paint it gold to match the gold accent. I'm going to go ahead and talk over and insert some clips of me installing this wallpaper. It was super simple. The main thing I love is the quality of this wallpaper actually made installation so much easier. I just did a peel and stick wallpaper in my son's room. I have a different video on that. And that paper was so much thinner that it made installation a lot harder. This one was very thick, which actually made it so easy to install, to smooth out, to get it lined up. So I was really happy with the quality of this paper. The first step to installing the wallpaper was just laying out the pieces, matching them up to figure out how they needed to go on the wall, and then I went ahead and measured them to find the midpoint. And then I matched that up with the midpoint on our wall. The first piece was super simple to hang up. I just had to hang it up at the midpoint of the wall, and that's what I measured in the last clip. Now I am peeling the backing off the top of the second piece and lining it up to put that piece up. I did have to go back and forth and remeasure and stuff to make sure it lined up. That's really the hardest part of installing the wallpaper, is just lining it up properly, and then you just smooth it out and you keep pulling the backing down as you go down the piece, and that is pretty much the whole process. Okay, once the wallpaper was installed, my husband actually did the next part where he installed the frame. We actually bought these pieces at Lowe's. They came white. They are not wood. They're almost like, they're not even wood. They almost feel plastic, but kind of wood-like plastic, and they're super lightweight, so we figured they would be perfect, and they were. He literally was able to install these frame pieces within like 20-30 minutes. We just cut them to size, and we put finishing nails along the edges, and that was all that we had to do. So that was a super easy addition that my husband did while I wasn't home, and I have no footage of it. But like I said, it was very simple to do. Okay, next, I got this crib at Target. So I did want to make sure that it wasn't a plastic crib. I know some of the cribs are plastic. This is maybe not solid wood at all, but it's not plastic either. And this is a convertible crib, so it converts into a toddler bed. And then this can become a headboard, footboard, which is what I wanted. That's what we have for our son, so he still has his crib. So even if we had another boy, we were gonna buy another crib. So I loved this crib because it has this molding detail. So I thought it was really beautiful, and it'll be really pretty as a headboard way down the road. And it pairs perfectly with this. And it ended up, once the frame was on, it just looks perfect and it pairs off each other. So that's the crib. And then over here, we have this kind of curved wall in this space. So we put a nightstand we already had, and her sound machine's here. A humidifier is going to go here. We live in a really dry climate. Humidifier is a must. And then I got some floating shelves here just for decor. And then I have this beautiful light sconce, which I feel like helped bring together my vision of like a little bit gold. I would have like died to have a chandelier like this in my room when I was a little girl. So, and I will show you an up close. We did the light hack on this as well. Okay, here is a close-up of the light. You can see we just Velcroed a puck light on there, and you can either tap it, or we also have a remote that I actually Velcroed the remote next to the light switch, which is like the best trick, because then you can just use it like another light switch and turn it on. But you can see we literally just Velcroed the puck light up there. You can also use a PVC pipe piece to attach it, but this was just very easy. That's our light hack. And because it's up so high, you can't see the puck light when it's on. And on these shelves, I just have a sonogram picture, a rose. I got this cute little unicorn at Hobby Lobby, and some of her baby shoes. I don't know if I mentioned this, but this used to be my son's nursery, and we actually kept like almost everything the same, obviously minus the crib wall that we made very girly, but everything else is pretty much the same. So we already had this glider, which I absolutely love. Like, this is the most comfortable, supportive seat in the house. I used it constantly when I had my son. I would always bring him in here to feed if it was an option. So we still have that, which is great. It is the Da Vinci Olive glider, but I will link it down below. So kept the glider with the ottoman. I need to get a pillow cover to cover this pillow. And then above it, we have a couple bookshelves. We always keep books right here. And then typically we have this part of the window covered, and it's like completely pitch black in here for baby sleeping. But I do have the windows open right now. And I did want to point out what I did for the curtains. I actually did this in my son's room and just repeated it in here. And it's that I get blackout curtains. I get blackout curtain panels, and then I just put a sheer on top of them to make them look more gauzy and feminine, and give it a softer look for a nursery. So for these, I bought these blackout shades in a kind of like a darker blush pink. And then I just put the sheer over it, so it kind of has that gauzy, very light effect. Like I said, once baby's here, these are always going to be closed, but I wanted to open them to use the light for this video. Over here, I just have a basket that I'm going to fill, and it be like my nursing basket with snacks and water, pump supplies, anything I need there. And this was actually my son's, but we're going to keep it in here because I think it's perfect. It's like a rocking sheep. It's so cute for a nursery. A friend got it for me at Home Goods, but it's like a dupe for the Restoration Hardware version, or the Pottery Barn version. I'm not sure. It's one of those two, where these are like a couple $100s, and she got it for like $40 at Home Goods. And this is the last space. Nothing exciting going on over here. This is just our changing table. We actually did already have this for my son. It does match his crib, but it didn't really make sense to move this into his room. He needed a bigger dresser. And since this changing table fit perfectly in this space, it seemed silly to like go out and buy a new one just so it matched. So it doesn't match perfectly, but I did change out the hardware for these crystal knobs to give it kind of more of a girly flair. So they're golden crystal knobs. Then we just have the changing pad over here, and above it I hung up these prints. These I got off Etsy. They are prints of Paris, and they all have some pink accents on them. So pink flowers, cherry blossoms, a carousel, and the Eiffel Tower with cherry blossoms. So I loved those. Like I said, I wanted to add like a touch of French flair to the room, so those are perfect when I was looking for prints to go over here, and I saw these ones in Paris. I knew that they were perfect. Then in here, we obviously just have all of the changing necessities. She has all of her sleepers and onesies and stuff in here. Now that I have showed you each space, I am going to do some pans around the room so you can see how everything looks together and where everything is. And I will definitely have everything linked in the description box and in a corresponding blog post. And if you follow me on Instagram, I also have everything linked on my Like to Know It. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching and taking this tour of my baby girl's nursery with me. I am just over the moon with how this room came out. It is so beautiful and calming, and I just can't believe that in a couple weeks or less that she will be here and we will get to share this room with her. And so thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.